Here we just set the feet, load in, do some jiggles and bounces to decompress the spine. Shakes, tuck the shirt in, and then we'll do some compression and some traction after we warm up the back of the arms and the shoulder blades. Drop the load onto the hands and then pull the shoulder blades towards the ears. Just drop and pull. Getting into the ribs and the attachments. Push the head through, come into a bound angle. This is an excellent releasing posture. It's very commonly used for the spinal erectors, the rhomboids, and trapezius. I especially like using the forearms and elbows in the upper trapezius. Bend my knees and drop the flyer onto my forearms. Always checking in with the flyer for pressure if it feels good. Here you'll see a transition of my invention. Rather than have the flyer move their arms, I push into the shoulders, take the load into my hands, and then remove my legs one at a time from in front of their arms to behind. Push their body through, and here we come into a very good Quadratus Lumborum, which is lower back muscle, the love handle muscle. Excellent releasing posture, especially for nurses or people who are standing all day. Now here you'll see me play a little bit with balancing my flyer completely on my fists on top of that Quadratus Lumborum muscle. Intense but relieving. Then turn them around. Retuck the shirt so everyone feels comfortable. And then lower into a hip opening pose. The flyer continues to hold her ankles, and on her exhales I pull the thighs from the inside. Turn around into this low whale position. It's a bit challenging to see what I'm doing, but I balance her upper back on top of my kneecaps. Not on the shoulder blades or on the spine, just the muscle between the shoulder blades and spine, and then I roll her forwards and backwards on top of my knees. Now we go into this assisted child's pose or wind relieving pose. So on the exhale of the flyer, I pull her knees towards her chest. It's of excellent compression for the lower belly. And then a similar variation with the wide legs for hamstring and adductor. That's inner thigh opening. On the exhales, I pull the thighs down. Here I'll speed up the video slightly because it's hard to see what I'm doing. I have many other videos on these techniques of the high whale and the ballet massage, where I take fifth position with my ankles and use my heels as a tool to massage her trapezius. So see those other videos for that. And now you'll see a quadricep and hip flexor stretch. Notice the position of my hands on the top of the foot where it meets the ankle, not by the toes. This relieves pressure on the ankle. Now, for both, this is a challenging technique and really is important to measure twice and cut once kind of analogy. Set the feet very stable. Take your time because the stretch is very intense and you want it to be very stable in the stretch. Now rotate her around. A somewhat complicated transition, and this is a very good counter pose for the deep back bends. Allows the belly and the lower back to release and the hips to release. It's called chi machine or hammock position. It's hard to overstate how effective it is. And then finally, sitting her up for some deep lateral rotator, deep tissue massage. This is in the glute region, right by the attachments for the sacrum and the pelvis. A lot of pressure. I have almost her whole weight on my elbows there. And I'm checking in regularly with the pressure if it feels good for her.